Okay, before I get into the word, I'm going to put that in the next video because that's important. All right, because there's a couple of things I have to talk about. But I want to talk about these pastors out here saying a woman not supposed to talk in the church, like not supposed to preach. I want to point out some things that you gotta have to pay attention to. All right, because remember the Bible was rewritten, because when it was rewritten they called it the Bible. Before it was called the Holy Scriptures, before they take out and put in what they want. Because you remember, we don't even have Enoch. There's a couple of books that we need to read that they took out. Because notice, we don't know anything about Esau. You don't know anything about Esau. Not a thing about Esau. All right? You have to search through whatever is already there for you to find out what happened to Esau. That's one thing I want you to pay attention to. The next thing is the scripture that talk about God make sure he pointed out that a woman should not be controlling a man at all. At all. A woman not supposed to control a man and tell a man what to do. That's specifically what he talked about. And people using that as a woman not supposed to speak. And you pay attention to that when Adam and Eve, Adam and Eve, you notice how God disciplined them. It was clear because the man made the woman tell him what to do instead of him he's supposed to be leading her. Okay, that we need to understand, because nowadays a woman is doing all the want to be a man, want to lead a man, want to do what man do. It's just the scripture saying that a woman not supposed to try to lead a man, telling a man what to do. Okay, your job is to help and have your opinions, suggestions, and for him to, use his own mind and say, oh, you're making sense. So he can see the logic of it, but, not just you forcing it down his throat. Okay, that's the second thing. And the third thing, remember, did Adam tell God about Satan, or was it Eve told God about Satan? It was Eve. Eve told God about Satan. She snitched on him. She totally did. How long was God? Remember, God was resting. And how many days to man is to God? I mean, they were adults, but they were still young, They weren't like aging, because time didn't start and the flesh wasn't died. The flesh wasn't marked for death yet. You have to understand that. Time started when sin started. You understand? They can age now. They age now. That means they can die now. You get what I'm saying to you? Just remember, Eve was the one told God. How she know his name was Satan? You get it? You get what I'm saying to you? She knew that the person who's tempting her was Satan. And she told on Satan, even though she ate the fruit. She told on him. She told on him. Okay? And Adam rejected her. For marking his in flesh for death. Get what I'm saying? But we need to understand that. Like, why they making women look like whores and prostitutes in the Bible. Like the way there's so much Jezebel spirits and stuff, right? Why Satan's aiming for the woman so much? Why he making the woman looking bad so much? You got to understand, she snitched on him. She told on him. Satan made me do it. It was Satan. He tempted me. He made me do it. You know, he made me do it. That's what she said to God. It was Satan that was tempting me. Because remember, it's 1,000 years for man is one day to God. God was resting. So that's mad years. Mad years. Not even aging. They just there, just chilling. All mankind, all creation was doing the do. They were multiplying. They were having kids, and the animals and stuff was multiplying and stuff. But remember, the woman and the man, they haven't had a child yet. Is at when sin came, children came. When God said, tell them how childbirth was gonna hurt the woman, and the woman emotions and how she portrayed life is gonna antagonize him, and he's gonna have a hard time. Eat by the sweat of his brow, he shall eat bread. I mean, he have to work to provide for the family. I mean, he can't just live off the land. We gotta remember that. They can't just live off the land anymore. They had to work. They had to plow the land now. And God told the man, you gotta work now. You gotta work and plow the land now. For you to eat. Now things are not gonna just grow just to grow. You know. Now you have to maintain the land. Now you have to eat from the land. Like you won't remember Adam was able to see the heavens, you know. He was able to see the angels when they're in praise, you understand? And then when that sin came, nobody was able, we can't even see into the heavens anymore, you understand? When sin came, man wasn't able to see in the heavens. And that happened when we have the holy day now. Why? We can have a day connected to God. So you understand what? Just understanding that, right? You understanding how that happened. These pastors cannot go up and say a man only can lead and speak in the church. We're not talking about a woman need to lead a church, but you can't say a woman cannot speak for God. Because look, how many women in the Bible have helped and done things, you know, to help God. Right? You have to understand that. So it's not just man, it's woman too. Like, just as when Yeshua with his disciples, remember his mom. You know, he told stuff to his mom. But remember, Mary and her sister You got to remember that. How, remember the disciples were saying, he left her to tell us what he taught her. So she told them what Yeshua blessed her to tell. You get what I'm saying? And you remember they in the scriptures they were talking how he gave her so much information and didn't give it to them. But remember, certain things he said to them they didn't understand anyway. Especially with the washing of the feet and eating of the bread and wine. You understand? And even when he was getting on the cross and well, we call the cross, they were still not so sure. They were more sure when Yeshua rise. You get what I'm saying? Because even then, in those times, you remember the woman was the one that wrapped him up and put him in the tomb. Remember, the woman was the one who anointed his feet. You have to understand those things, and remember what God said in the scriptures about not getting a woman angry. Not only because she was the first one to eat the fruit, because she was the one to toll on Satan. So a woman is favored by God because of that. You hear what I'm saying to you? So how God favor women and the world is treating women and disgracing them. So you need to understand both sides of the spectrum. You understand? Don't see it the way the world see it. See it the way God is pointing it out. Why women are favored. Why the world is talking against a woman. Because he knows. He knows. Like they know. Because even in the scripture, in Yeshua was talking that another John the Baptist would rise. And it would be a woman. He said that out of his own. He said that in the scriptures. So I want y'all to understand that. Okay? We have to. Because if we understand why God favor woman and woman snitch on Satan, you understand why things are the way it is down here. You know, they treat women like they're not that important. You know, and you notice that a lot of these politicians, if you really look, they're men acting like women. You know? And you got some women that be acting like men. You have to pay attention. Okay? You have to really pay attention because it's a lot of things we're not seeing because we're blinded spiritually because we're still being in the flesh. You know what I mean? So we got to take this gradually, but you have to understand the favoritism of a woman because of what happened. So we good.